All right, folks, it's been incredible seeing how much you've been enjoying our exit interview breakdown. We've already sat down and unpacked what Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, Jimmy Butler, and Jonathan Kuminga had to say about their seasons, their futures, and what it all means for the Warriors going forward. If you haven't seen those yet, they're worth your time. Those interviews go deep with real insights straight from the players and coaches themselves. But today, we're turning the spotlight on the guys who don't always get the biggest headlines, but whose impact on the team is absolutely essential. We're talking about the role players, the ones grinding in the background, the ones who show up and do the dirty work. We're diving into the seasons of Moses Moody, Gary Payton II, Buddy Hield, Kevin Looney, and a bit on Trace Jackson Davis. And Brandon Podziemski. Let's start with Buddy Hield. Man, if there's one word to describe his energy this year, it's joy. You could see it on his face every time he hit the court. He said it himself. This was the happiest he's ever been playing basketball. The season flew by for him. Not because it was easy, but because of how much fun he had. And that fun translated to performance. You don't drop 33 points and 9 3-pointers in a Game 7 against the Rockets without being locked in and loving what you do. That was one of those performances where you just sit back and go, yeah, this guy came to play. And you want consistency? Buddy played all 82 regular season games. That's huge in today's NBA. Add another 12 playoff games to that tally. Some off the bench, some starting, but are always ready. And for the 7th straight season, he cracked the 200 made 3-pointers mark. That's elite level shooting. Even crazier, over the past 5 seasons, he's made more threes than Steph Curry. Let that sink in. And not only was he jacking up shots, he was converting. Sure, he ended the season shooting 37% from deep, which is a little below his career average, but he was launching them at volume. We're talking over 500 attempts. That's not a fluke. That's someone who lives beyond the arc. But what really stood out wasn't just his offensive output. Midway through the season, Buddy had a wake-up call on defense. Draymond called him out on the floor, and the response was immediate. He got benched, he took the hit, but from that moment on, you saw a different kind of focus. Hands were active, he was hustling. Was he locking down elite scorers every night? No, but he wasn't a liability anymore. That shift, that growth, was key for his role down the stretch. Now, Buddy's contract, $8 million a year. That's a bargain for the kind of production he gave. A 3-point flamethrower off the bench who also gave you big minutes in the playoffs. That's value. If the Warriors can keep him and he builds on that defensive effort, he could become an even more important piece next season. We'll see what the front office decides, but he's definitely earned a strong case for staying. Now, let's talk about Gary Payton II. Everyone remembers the moment he came back after that trade and said, this is the time. We've got to throw everything else out the window and win. Do it for Steph. Do it for Dre. That kind of mentality is what you need in a veteran role player. He gets it. He understands the moment. He knows what this team represents and how small the window is for another title run. GP2's season was a roller coaster, mostly due to injuries. But you've got to give him credit. He played 62 games this year, which is the most he's played since the 2021-2022 season. That's relatively healthy by his standards. He chipped in 6.5 points per game and shot 57% from the field. Now, 3-point shooting isn't his thing. He hit about 32% from deep, but every now and then, he'll knock down a big-time corner 3 when it matters most. What really makes Gary valuable, though, is his defense. That's the bread and butter. But less than a steal per game? That's a bit of a concern. You want the Glove Jr. to be more disruptive. He's always been a solid rebounder, averaging around 3 per game, and he finishes well at the rim when he gets there. But ultimately, his calling card is locking down opposing guards, flying around the perimeter, and bringing that grit on every possession. And let's not forget, he racked up 400 points this season, the second most in his career. Contract-wise, GP2 was making just over $9 million this past season. But now, he's an outright free agent, unrestricted. The big question is, will the Warriors re-sign him? If they can get him for around $6 to $8 million, they'd love to. But on the open market, a player with his defensive skills and championship pedigree could easily get $10 to $20 million. It really depends on what other teams are willing to spend. and how much the Warriors value his presence in the locker room and on the court. Now Trace Jackson-Davis. What a wild rookie season for him. At times he was in the starting lineup, other times he barely saw the floor. Against certain matchups, like the Timberwolves, he just wasn't in the rotation. But he stayed ready. He kept working. And when his name was called in the playoffs, he answered. That's the kind of mentality you want from a young guy trying to carve out a spot. He knows what he needs to work on. In his own words, I've got to be able to shoot. And he's absolutely right. In today's NBA, it's not enough to just defend and rebound. You got to stretch the floor. And right now, TJD isn't doing that. He didn't take any threes all season. That's got to change if he wants to be more than just a situational big. He shot 57% from the field overall, which is solid, but his free throw percentage needs to improve big time. On the boards, he did well. 5 rebounds a game, including 2 offensive rebounds per night. That's huge. Those extra possessions matter, especially in tight games. He also showed some nice chemistry in the pick and roll, dishing out assists when needed. Stat-wise, it was a quiet year, but for a 57th pick in the draft, getting over 60 games in your rookie season, that's a win. Money-wise, he's not costing the team much. Less than $2 million this year, a little over $2 million next year, and then $2.4 million the year after that. He's not going anywhere unless he's part of a bigger trade package. He's on a rookie deal and has time to grow. Kevon Looney, this one's tough. He's been with the Warriors for a decade, 10 years. That kind of longevity with one team is rare. He's always been steady, dependable. But this season, probably the worst of his career. Points per game dropped to 4.5. Rebounds? 6.1, which is still solid, but the minutes just weren't there. Only 15 minutes a night, the fewest he's had in years. Even so, he played 76 games. That tells you the guy is durable. He was available, but the role just wasn't the same. Draymond was getting more center minutes. Quentin Post was getting looks. It was clear the coaching staff was testing other options. Looney shooting? He only took 5 threes all season and made 2. He's talked before about adding a jumper, but we didn't really see that materialize. Now here's the thing. Looney's contract is up. He was making $9 million this past season. What's next for him? He could get some in the 10 to 20 million range on the open market, especially from a team that needs a veteran big with championship experience. But the Warriors might not be willing to match that. They've got limited cap space, and they might prefer to give more time to younger players like Post or Jackson Davis. It's a tough call. He wants to stay, but as Looney said himself, things always change, especially when you don't win at all. And finally, let's not forget Moses Moody. His season had ups and downs just like the rest. Early on, he'd start some games and then barely see minutes for the rest of the night. But as the season went on, you saw the trust start to build. He was making big plays, hitting timely shots, and finding his rhythm. In the regular season, he averaged just under 10 points a game. Respectable, not eye-popping, but solid. In the playoffs, though, his role diminished again. That inconsistency is something he'll want to fix next year. But here's the good news. He shot a career-high 37% from 3. If he can keep pushing that closer to 40, he'll carve out a real spot in this rotation, whether as a starter or a reliable 6th or 7th man. And the contract? Moody's locked in for the next few years. His new deal kicks in soon, around 12 to 13 million a season, which is still a team-friendly number for a player of his potential. Same goes for Brandon Podziemski, who showed flashes this year and is only making around 3 to 5 million over the next couple of years. These are the kind of deals that give the Warriors flexibility as they plan the next steps. So there, you have it. The role players, the unsung heroes, the guys who make the stars shine even brighter. Whether they're back next season or not, each of them brought something to this team. And if the Warriors want to return to contender status, they'll need a few of these guys to step up even more. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In a stunning move that has sent shockwaves across the NBA and sports world alike, Domantas Sabonis, one of the league's premier power forwards, has officially signed a 3-year contract with the Golden State Warriors. This unexpected signing has caught the entire United States by surprise. instantly becoming the talk of every sports bar, social media feed, and sports news outlet nationwide. Sabonis, known for his relentless work ethic, superb basketball IQ, and versatility on both ends of the court, has long been a key figure in the league. His ability to score inside, rebound with tenacity, and facilitate offense with his excellent passing skills makes him a unique talent in today's NBA. Yet despite rumors of interest from various franchises, few anticipated the Warriors, a team celebrated for its sharpshooting and fast-paced style, to acquire such a dominant big man. This signing marks a potential shift in the Warriors' approach, blending their trademark perimeter play with Sabonis' imposing inside presence. The 3-year deal indicates a strong commitment from Golden State to integrate Sabonis into their system as a cornerstone for the team's future. Analysts are already speculating how head coach Steve Kerr will utilize Sabonis to complement stars like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Sabonis' ability to stretch the floor and create plays will likely open up new offensive avenues, while his toughness and rebounding will bolster the Warriors' defense and transition game. Fans are eager to see how this dynamic will unfold on the court, anticipating a fresh and formidable Warriors lineup. For Sabonis himself, the move is both a challenge and an opportunity. Leaving behind his previous team, where he was a perennial all-star and fan favorite, he steps into a new environment with championship aspirations. Golden State, after a few years of transition, aims to reclaim its status as an NBA powerhouse, and Sabonis' arrival could be the missing piece in their quest for another title run. His leadership and experience in high-stakes games will be invaluable as the Warriors navigate a highly competitive Western Conference. Reactions from players, coaches, and fans have poured in since the news broke. Many praise the Warriors for their boldness, highlighting that signing a player of Sabonis' caliber adds a new dimension to their squad. Others express excitement about watching a team that can blend inside strength with their hallmark perimeter shooting. The broader basketball community acknowledges that this signing might reshape power dynamics within the league, forcing rivals to rethink their strategies. In the context of the current NBA landscape, where versatility and adaptability reign supreme, Domantas Sabonis joining the Warriors represents a significant strategic evolution. It underscores Golden State's intent not only to compete but to innovate and dominate in a league that constantly demands reinvention. As the season approaches, all eyes will be on the Warriors to see how quickly Sabonis adjusts and how effectively the team harnesses his talents. Ultimately, this signing is more than just a headline. It's a game changer that could define the next era of the Golden State Warriors. For Sabonis, it is a bold new chapter, and for basketball fans across America, it promises thrilling moments and unforgettable basketball. The ripple effect of this move will be felt far beyond the Bay Area, making it one of the most talked about stories in sports today. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.